Hi, you're here with Zoe Arthurs from Business Basics. So today I thought I'd give you a really quick tutorial on consumer protection in relation to personal finance. So I'm going to be providing you with some links on how to access information if perhaps your bank account's been hacked, if you're not able to pay your debts, or if you're just looking for some really good sound financial advice. So the first one that I'm just going to bring your attention to is the Financial Conduct Authority, also known as the FCA. It's a fantastic website. It's really, really useful. And what it actually does is it will provide you information about if you're a firm, different markets, whether you're in a regulated market, how to report and benchmark your particular business against others, your consumer protection, so knowing your rights. It'll also bring you the most up-to-date information in relation to any movement in terms of finances within that particular sector. It has deadlines on here as well, which is really important. So it will include things like, have you filed your HMRC deadline? If it's perhaps the 31st of January, have you submitted your books? So it's just there as a really good support network, and the people behind the FCA actually work across a huge diverse range of sectors. So they may work in accountancy, law, marketing, you name it. They've got some really good credible individuals there just to help guide you through the difficult process of managing your finances. So that would be my first point of call. If ever you've had any problems, as I say, regarding your business or consumer or personal finance, you can go there and just get some really sound advice. So the whole point of the FCA is obviously to protect the consumer, so protecting you guys and protecting your customers. So it's really important that you understand that should you have to deal with a tricky customer, we all have them in business, how to actually deal with them in terms of finances. So, what's the refund policy? If it's faulty goods, how long have I got left, etc., to return it? If there's any reasonable doubt as to why they're returning it, do I have to give them their money back? Because ultimately that's going to impact your bottom line. So they will provide you with advice from mortgages, so that's business and personal mortgages, credit cards, loans, savings, pensions, and we know that every adult in the UK actually is a consumer of financial services one way or another. So the FCA really does provide you with a central hub just so that you know where to go and get that advice from if need be. It does talk about market integrity. So it's about making sure that the markets that you're trading in within your business are fair, and that actually you don't have the monopoly over anybody else. So it ensures fair trading. It ensures that obviously senior management are accountable for your capital market activities. So that basically means that you are responsible for making sure that the product that you're perhaps putting out there or the business that you're buying from is legit, is actually following the Financial Conduct Authority guidelines and any other regulations in terms of financial protection that protect you as the consumer and also your customers as buyers. So it really is about making sure that the market integrity maintains stable, that it actually, if there are any problems, they're able to intervene really quickly to mitigate the risk or harm, obviously, that's transmitted to your guys, you as consumers or your customers. So it's about making sure that markets remain fair. But that said, it is about promoting competition. So we know that in business, competition is rife. Whatever industry you're about to work in, it's really important that actually you understand that you're not going to be the only business in that market. So it's making sure that actually the competition is fair and that it really works well, and it actually empowers consumers to make sure that they're actually getting the best deal. And that links back to the monopoly. So making sure that one brand does not have the monopoly of the market. And therefore that means that they're able to charge consumers what they want, effectively ripping them off. So it's about making sure that obviously you can win it on customer service, quality, but price, and that consumers have the best options available to them, and they are informed about all the options available to them in order to make sure that they're not actually financially scammed or paying over the odds for the services that you're about to provide them. So then you have the Financial Ombudsman Service, or known as the FOS. This was basically set up by Parliament. It's the UK's official expert in sorting out problems with financial services. So if you can't get answers from the Financial Conduct Authority on their website or via their help rooms, then you may need to look for the Financial Ombudsman Service. They're a really helpful service, but if you can't resolve a complaint yourself, perhaps you know as a consumer that you're due a refund, the product was faulty, but you're actually not getting anywhere, then the Financial Ombudsman Service will take on your case, and they will actually help support you through that process, and they will obviously decide if ultimately you have been treated unfairly, and they'll advise you as to the legal powers that you have to put things right. So they are a really useful service, and as I say, they are governed by Parliament. So last year, more than 2 million people contacted them about problems with things like bank accounts, credit, debit and store cards. And we know at the moment PPI is a huge thing, with banks being fined huge amounts of money for not claiming that they added PPI on. So other things are like travel insurance. So perhaps a flight has been cancelled. They work with you on that to make sure that you get your money back and any compensation you're owed. And it could be things like pensions, or just basically financial advice, savings and investments, because ultimately wherever you go in the market, despite how regulated it is, you're always going to be hit by some sharks one way or another. So bear in mind that if you can't, as I say, get that help that you need from the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, you can actually take it one step further and go on to the Financial Ombudsman Service. So something else I just wanted to really make you aware of is the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. So this is also known as the FSCS, and they cover businesses conducted by firms, and they're UK regulators basically. So they're mainly set up to assist private individuals, although they do work with smaller businesses, and it's basically about making sure that if you are due any compensation for, from your bank, your building society, your credit unions, perhaps your insurance, that you will actually receive it. So they set the compensation levels, and they will negotiate with the businesses on your behalf. It is important to note that if you are working with the larger businesses, though, they are generally excluded, as they generally, as a large business, are able to represent themselves and fight their own compensation. So if you are looking at setting up a business as a sole trader, or perhaps you personally feels that you are due for compensation, then obviously this is the service for you. So, as I've just said, they protect consumers when financial services firms fail or go bust. So if a bank, for example, has your money in a pot and it suddenly collapses overnight, as the Lehman Brothers did in the financial crash of 2008, then they will help restore your money to a maximum limit. They basically help people get out of debt if, for example, as I say, the bank has collapsed. So although they may not be able to get you all of your money back if you had millions and millions stored within that bank, hopefully, they will be able to get you a certain amount back up to a limit. What they can't compensate for, though, is if a firm has stopped trading or does not have an asset to pay the claims made against it. Okay, so that's really important. So before you actually go down the route of trying to claim compensation, you do need to carry out an internal financial audit and just make sure that you have enough assets within the business to pay the claims made, because otherwise you're wasting your time and their time, and they just simply won't take it on. So they do cover things like, as I say, deposits. They'll cover things like investment business, home finance for businesses from 31st of October 2004. They'll do insurance policies, insurance brokering. But the scheme was really set up under the Financial Services and Markets Act of 2000. It became active on the 1st of December 2001, but it still will claim dates before that. So it is always just useful just to check the dates on your claims before you go down that route, and just check that actually it is before that date, but it is within the realms of what they think you can get compensation for. It's also to note that the FSCS is free to consumers. It's independent of the government and the financial industry, so it is purely working on your behalf, and that's really, really important to recognise, particularly if you are looking at having to fight those larger organisations for your money back. So thank you for watching. I hope that's given you a really brief insight into how you can gain personal protection from the services that are available to you. The majority of them are free, so don't be afraid to ask for help. As I say, they do have highly qualified individuals who will be able to guide you through the process of claiming your all-important funds back. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video. Bye.